Okay.
I think it's time to tell everyone who we have here today.
Yeah, man. Moe Ismail, man.
Hey, what's
How
up?
are you doing? Substitute teacher by day.
That's right.
JFL stand-up comic winner by night. Is that what it is?
Yes, sir.
Is that the title?
Well, I mean, I'm just a comedian, I
Yeah.
guess. But I was on JFL and a bunch of other things, man. Just
Sweet.
telling some jokes.
Do you feel like, is it weird how during the day, substitute teacher, I feel like kids don't take you quite seriously, do they?
I think it depends on where you teach. Like, so I teach at one particular school. Sometimes I'll go to a different school, but like the one school that I teach at was the school that I went to as a kid.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. And some of the
That's real
teachers
weird.
are still the same. And I was like such a shit student. So it's like now I'm back and I'm like
Just proving them that you can do their job.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Calling them by their first name.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, Peter, what's up? What?
Is
So-
it weird? Because I remember like when I was in high school, we would always look up our teachers' names.
Yeah.
Do they find your profile and find out that you're a comedian?
Yeah, I mean they didn't in the beginning because I kept everything low key. I was just there to do the job and leave. And then last year CBC caught wind of like some of the stand up and stuff that I was doing, and I was a teacher and comedian, and all this JFL stuff was popping off. So they decided to come into the school and like bring cameras and do a whole story on like CBC The National. So this was like Canada wide, and all these kids are like, "Why are all these cameras here?" And I was like, "All right, confession."
Dude, confession. This guy mustache in the school.
Yeah.
All these cameras coming out. They're like, guys, I gotta tell you something. All the kids are like, I knew it. I knew he was funny.
Every other
You see
house.
money exchanging hands. I told you, bro. Look at his mustache.
Coming down to the wire. Epicenters ended. Rich strike is coming up on the end zone.
Flair did it different.
Legendary! Legendary!
Therefore, down to the wire means the very last possible moment or to the very end.
No, man, it was nice. It was finally like you could see like the way they look at you like shift, because like in the beginning you're just a substitute, like you said, nobody takes you seriously.
Let's try to make this fucker cry.
Yeah, but then it's like they come in and I'm like, yeah, these guys know I'm also a comedian, and like, what do you mean? And I was trying to explain it to these kids, and then at that same time it was like a perfect time because it was like I had also filmed an Osmo's shawarma commercial that was airing during the World Cup. So they were like catching. Do you know the commercial? Of, like, there's like it's like
We'll throw in a clip.
Ooh, this does not look good for Canada.
They may need to send someone in to replace Kyle Larin.
Send them in.
I'm in it. I'm coming.
Never have I seen anything like this before.
I think it's you.
Is that a shawarma?
It's like Kyle Larin. He's like on the field. He's like passed out, and this guy's trying to wake him up. And I'm like, I'm the guy who's trying to like revive him. And then I look to the sidelines. I'm like, nah, it's not working. And this guy comes in. He's like, Habibi, I will fix you. Have you seen this commercial?
No. Yeah, I think I actually
You know what I'm
have
talking
seen
about?
this commercial.
Yeah. And then like this guy comes in and he pushes me aside, and then he pulls his bag open, pulls out a shawarma, and he like waves it in front of the soccer player's face, and he like smells it and like comes to. And it's like Osmo's shawarma.
So it might have been like a
racist.
is that racist? That,
Well, I'm
that
Arab, so I'm like, it works.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny, but that commercial was popping off, so these kids were starting to see me on TV, and then they caught wind, and then CBC came in, so all of a sudden I wasn't just like a loser substitute. They were like, oh, this guy's actually like somebody.
Yeah, your mask got
No.
pulled off.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was nice, man. It was like once that happened, then they started looking me up, and like, you know, sometimes I'll get like a kid trying to like follow me or like message me like, hey, Mr. Ismail, I'm so and so, and I'm like, I'm not replying to this.
You're still
This is gonna
13 years old. Like,
Yeah,
this is
dude.
still
This is
weird,
gonna hurt
dude.
me in 5 years. I know it. I know
Yeah.
that this
That's
is
weird.
good.
I'm not replying to any of this, man, because I can't. Like, you can't do much with keeping your account private. Like, especially in like the line of work that I'm in.
You
like,
can't, yeah.
What am I gonna do, man? Like, who's gonna? I'm trying to land shows and gigs and all this stuff, and like, can't land anything. And I kept it private for so long, and I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to grow, you know?
Yeah.
So at some point I was like, fuck it, man. I'm just going to open it, and then I'm going to try to keep everything as clean as possible. So when I post like stand-up clips, I'll bleep out like fuck or shit or anything like that. I'll just put it up. And whatever happens, happens.
Watch us clip that naughty racer. Send you the request to collab on that post. Yeah. Get angry that you didn't.
Pretty much.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so I was like, I'm just gonna try to be as careful as possible. Plus, my stand-up is not like too dirty. It's just like me making fun of people and kids and shit like that. So I'm like, and I was like,
I love your stand-up. It's good.
Thanks,
you
man.
crushed like, was it like? I felt like an hour. It was like just an hour straight of consistent.
Yeah. It was that. That was funny, man, because like I've been headlining in Canada for like the last few years, but Nick, who owns the Laugh Lounge,
shout out Nick Burden.
Shout out Nick Burden, man, amazing guy. I love that guy. He's always been super hospitable, always, you know, hooking me up, and every time I'm in town,
well, if I can get you right, buddy, you know.
Yeah, we'll get you right, buddy. This is fucking stud. This guy's a fucking stud every time.
Murdered.
Yeah, he's murdered. He's a beauty. You're buddy. This guy's a fucking weapon.
Oh, you don't know Moe?
So I hit up Nick. I go, Nick, I want to headline your club. He's like, first you got to co-headline, and then you got to headline. I was like, I've hosted and done middle spots for like, I did it like 2 or 3 times. I was like, no, I can do this, man. He's like, how do I know you got 40 minutes? I was like, buddy, I got way more than 40 minutes. Just put me on. No, whatever. And then this went on for like years. Like, where I would be like, bro, headline me. And he's like, I don't know, buddy. Everybody says they could headline. And meanwhile, my credits are like growing. All the shit's popping off. Just for Laughs, CBC, all these things. SiriusXM, everything's popping off. So I'm like, dude, look at this shit. Like, I'm doing it. He's like, yeah, but anybody could do 15. Not everybody could do 45s. And I was like, Nick, what are we doing here? So then he eventually is like, look, man, I'll tell you what. Somebody just dropped this weekend. So if you can drive up to Ottawa this weekend, I'll let you close out tonight or tomorrow night and Saturday night. And I was like, all right, fine. So my car's on its way out. So I just rented a car and drove up to Ottawa. And then that was it. I was like, buddy, you want 45? I'm doing an hour. He's like, just keep going if you're killing. And I was like, all right, bet, let's go. So then that was it.
Was this past weekend?
Just this past weekend.
Oh, shit.
That's how that came about. Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
So then after I got off, I was like, so I earned my stripes? He's like, get the fuck out of here. And I was like, I told you, bro. I tell you for years.
Damn, that was
just
crazy.
trying to humble you.
Yeah, man.
That's so funny.
The Saturday show was crazy because, like, it was you and Hassan Fills on the same show.
Yeah.
It was like 2 crazy Toronto comics in one night.
Hassan's
Hassan
amazing,
Fills,
man. Yeah, shout out Hassan, man. He's great. And he's a Scarborough guy, too, which is awesome. And that guy's been, like, popping off.
Yeah, dude.
This guy, buddy, Drake follows this guy.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he just got cooler in my voice, man. Like, that's all right.
Yeah, man.
That's dope.
He's making moves, man, and he's a
Fuck, should have got Hassan on the show.
Yeah, buddy. He's probably in town. Buddy, call him up. We'll get him on FaceTime.
We actually had him on it like a few months ago.
Yeah.
Really nice guy though, but yeah, that was a cool weekend of comedy, man. I didn't know that was like just on a whim. Do you usually do? Is that what comedy is? Just on a whim, prove yourself, drive up to Ottawa with a rental car.
Not so much these days. In like the earlier days, like it was like you just try to take whatever, whenever. But this is like because I knew like I've known Nick for like over a decade, and like we go way back, and yeah. So it was just like he's like, look, if you can do me this favor, man, then we can talk. And I was like, all right, man. Like I'll like. Dude, I've been ripping across Canada for years, doing like 45 hours in like farm towns and just piece of shit fucking just Canada. We talk about this. I talk about it myself. It sucks, bro. It's like just as a like it's all the same. Everything looks the same. The people are the same. Like I'm very proud to be Canadian, but also you're like Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal. I'm talking about cool places like I don't know. Well, Edmonton's all right. Calgary's pretty sick. Like and like there's and then the mountains, the Rocky Mountains.
You're forgetting one.
Ottawa. There we go. Shout out Ottawa. But like, what's that? Like 5-6 places, and that's it.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of nothing, dude.
Everything else is just like fucking, Gwillimberry fucking. Gotta do this legion for. Yeah. Like, fuck, man.
The Polish Veterans Hall.
Yeah, so many. It's all legions, bro.
Oh, dude.
Everything's a legion, so.
If
yeah,
you can
man.
kill at the Polish Veterans Hall, though, you can kill anywhere, right? You hear that, Nick? Anywhere.
I don't blame him though, man, because so many comics think they do have the time and they have the chops to like hold down an hour. But it's like, it's hard, man. Like, you're up there for an hour, got to keep people. Even 45 is like, to get to that point, it's like, it's hard. You're literally bombing for so many years and trying to troubleshoot and be like, I can kill for 10 minutes. I can kill for 15, but like you try to do 20 and then by the tail end of it, you start dying and then you're like, fuck. So then you just keep going back and back and back. So it takes time to develop. And I get where he's coming from and his suspicions, because he's like, do I know you got it? I was like, bro, I got it. But it's hard. It's like an interview where you're trying to prove you're like, I'm better than all these other bozos you're talking to. But like, you're just trying to sell yourself, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if I could be interviewed by Nick Burden. Just, you know what I mean? Like,
have you guys ever played him in FIFA?
no.
No, I hear he's a god though.
Yeah, he's nasty. He's so good.
It's so weird. He's a big soccer guy.
He's huge soccer.
Doesn't
guy.
look like it.
Buddy,
Or
he'll
sound
chirp,
like it.
Yeah.
He'll chirp little kids if they're wearing like the wrong jersey. He's like, "What's that, Manchester, buddy? Your kid's a fucking dud."
Hockey chirps in soccer. What the fuck are we doing, man?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man, he's so
Yeah,
confused.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, I've
That's
seen
so
someone
jokes.
bomb for like a straight hour, bro.
Yeah,
And it's a slow, painful death.
yeah. Because the audience is like, "So are we done here?"
Ah, dude.
Here, I'll do a couple more.
No, man.
Audience is
Shut
like,
up.
Yeah. Well, it's just, yeah, man. I don't know. I think when you love what you're doing, man, it's like you're just gonna keep getting better at it. If you like playing, we were talking about baseball. If you like playing baseball, like playing hockey. It's like it's never really a job. You're just like, yeah, I'm gonna go and play. Same thing with comedy. Like, I like telling jokes, so even if I have a bad game or a bad set, like, I'm still gonna go back out tomorrow and try to do better and better and better. And then before you know it, you're like, oh shit, people are actually listening. You know, like,
Yeah.
for so many years, I was like the smoke comic. Like, when I hit the stage, all the comics in the back of the room would go out for a smoke. It was like, oh, Moe's on. Let's get the fuck out of here.
The smoke comic.
I was the smoke
No.
comic, man. It sucked because you'd see them all watching each other, and then the second you get on stage and look to the back of the room, you just watch their fucking. You just see them
that's
walking
tough,
out. You're like,
dude.
ah.
That's
Jeez.
tough.
And then you start like actually making people laugh, and you start getting big laughs, and you start finding your voice and being like, yeah, who the fuck am I? Am I just telling shit jokes, or like am I actually talking about my life and like interesting shit? And then once you actually start doing that, like, people are like, because I teach comedy too. I teach comedy at Second City.
Okay,
And
word.
they-
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like, and like so many people that come in, they're like, so like, how do you write a joke? And I'm like, honestly, man, I don't even know. I was like, just
They saw
talk-
teacher on your resume and we're like, yeah, he's fucking chilling.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
great.
They expect me to have like this formula, and there is like elements that make things funny, like misdirect or like references and stuff. But I'm like, just start by talking about you. Like, talk about you. Like, that's the most interesting thing you could possibly talk about. Even if you're a fucking loser, talk about how much of a fucking loser you are, and that'll be interesting. But the second you try to be like someone you're not, like, you see these comics that try to do like the Sebastian Maniscalco movements on stage.
Yeah, yeah.
Or the
yeah.
Chappelle, they say a joke and then they like hit the mic on their
Yeah.
knees, like, and you're like, that's not you. That's not you, bro. Like, you know. So I think being true to yourself and like just being like, yeah, these are the things I'm insecure about. These are like the things that I don't know, and like staying in that pocket is just like
Yeah.
authentic.
I'm trying to do that too, because I'm just getting into it. And I have like jokes that are funny, but they're about nothing, dude. So I'm like, let me just actually like talk about shit that happened to me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, man.
I don't know, just like trying to find funny shit that happened.
You said you grew up in Burlington.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up so my parents went through a super messy divorce, but they lived across the street from each other.
No way.
So I feel like there's like an hour in there.
Oh, of course.
It was fucked. It was fucked. One time my mom would always stay up before I got home from any high school party.
Yeah.
So I'd have to get a friend drop me off like Friday night at like 11:30 because I couldn't be up past midnight.
Yeah.
I'd wait for my mom to go to bed, and then they'd come pick me up at 12:30 again, and I would sneak out. And I'm sneaking out of the front porch, but it was like dropped down because it's on the second level. It's like a 3-story townhouse.
Yeah.
And I'm climbing over the rail, and I just hear, "Escaping Alcatraz, are ya?" And I look over it, and it's my dad getting the mail at 12:30 midnight. Because he's divorced and has nothing to do.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, fuck. He's like, you're on your mom's time. If anything happens, it's on her.
Oh, amazing. So he was about it.
Yeah, he didn't care. And I just jumped down. And he just like,
hell yeah.
Came to the car. Was just being super dad, like embarrassing.
Yeah,
yeah. And then, took off. But.
So hold on. When they parted ways, who decided to move across the street?
My dad.
So he was like, yeah, I'm just going to go right there?
Yeah.
Why?
So you can still use the laundry machine.
He just likes to start shit, dude.
Yeah, he's that guy. Eh?
Yeah.
My dad was kind of like that because we had they had a messy divorce, and my dad was like this like calm and collect guy, but he's just so calculated. Like he would just drop like a word here and there. That was just like a slow burn. And then you'd see my mom like sitting there, and she's like cool about it. And then all of a sudden, you see it start to like, it's like a firework, bro. Just the wick is like. And then just the pop happens. He's like, wait, what are you doing? And he's like, I didn't say anything. Look at her. She's crazy.
Dude, that's my dad.
That's your dad, right?
Dude, that's my fucking dad. He's like, yeah, it'd be easier on the kids, if we live across the street from each other. And we would do like the 1 week on, 1 week off thing.
Yeah.
And me and my sister would be like lugging like carry-ons and like across the street back and forth like every week. I have like a pillow neck around my thing. It's like I'm like walking through an airport. It's fun.
Headphones on.
Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, dude, there's so much material in that.
Yeah. So I feel like I should like dive into that and like.
Yeah. Again, it's like, but it's also shit that so many people, like you just said it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was like my childhood.
Yeah.
Like so relatable. Right, and that's like a big part of it too. Is like you want people to hear you and be like, "Oh yeah, like I could see that happening,"
Yeah,
you look like a child of a mess. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
The first time I got like hit on by a girl was a girl that was like mentally challenged.
What?
Yeah, and I had to like.
What did she have? What was the challenge?
It.
Oh.
Like it.
Damn.
Like. The whole whatever.
Oh God!
So I had to like shut her down because I was a camp counselor. It was like a camp for people that were mentally challenged. I was volunteering at, and like I was a volunteer. One of the camp counselors came up to me. They're like, "Dude, you gotta like shut this down."
How was she hitting on you?
Dude, she would like make me arts and crafts, and like us like holding hands and stuff like that. Yeah, very touchy. Ooh. Me, not her. No, I'm kidding.
And that's my time. Just get out of here.
And that's why I've not made a joke out of it. Yeah.
But
still working on that one.
Oh boy.
The first girl that hit on me and the first girl I had to turn down was that.
Damn.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of like a funny story.
First girl you kissed too, right?
That's tough, man. That's because I think it's obviously having these like exceptionalities is can definitely be like a big challenge in that person's everyday life, but then you're not letting them down the same way you would let down a person who's like otherwise, right? It's like there's almost like I feel like there would be like a different approach. Like, how did you let her down? What was your like?
I ghosted her.
Oh, actually?
Yeah, I started being part of another group. Like I left that.
Okay.
Yeah. And she would try to talk to me, and I would just leave her on red in person.
Oh, boy, you didn't explain.
It was my first time having
to
shut down someone. I was 16.
Okay, that makes sense.
I was 16. Yeah.
That makes sense. You don't have the moral compass of an adult.
No,
You're like,
no, dude. It was bad, dude. It was
damn.
bad.
This was last week.
I was 22. Yes, I was waiting. Oh no, you guys are going to hell.
Dude. Oh man. But what's funny too is like my grandfather loved that I did this, and it was like when I tell people like, oh, like you volunteer with like mentally challenged kids, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But the reason why I had to do it is because I got arrested, and no one knew that.
What?
Yeah.
What did you get arrested for?
I got arrested because all right, so I was at school.
Yeah.
And It was like a spring football practice, and it ended late. But that night was like the big music festival in Burlington.
Yeah,
like Sound of Music Festival. And I wanted to make it in time because I wanted to hang out at the splash pad and like grind on girls, right? That's what you did in like when you're 17.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, like, I'm gonna be late.
That's what you did as a camp counselor at that camp.
It's just what he did.
We don't talk about that incident.
That's just what I did. Just my thing, man. Go to the splash pad to pick up chit.
Yeah, you know the vibe.
Thursdays, right, man?
So what happened?
So I wanted to make it to the festival in time, but everyone left, so I didn't have a ride home. And then from home, I had to get downtown. So I saw this bike that was unlocked at the school, and I like look around. I'm like, okay, no one's here. And I just take the bike, and I went home, and I threw it in my garage, went to the festival, grinded on no one. Terrible night, actually. And
Drink
then,
any warm beers?
yeah,
any warm backpack beers?
two warm Coors Banquets.
Yeah, dude.
I was
You
fucking
got
hammered.
Yeah, let's go.
Hammered out of my mind.
You got that feel-good juice flowing, right? Fucking puked 6 times that night, man. Let's go. It was a movie.
Boot and rally.
It was a fucking movie, man.
Yeah, last night was a movie, dude.
Wearing a fucking Hurley sweater. Snap
So
flat top
specific.
snapback.
Winners was having a sale.
Your brightest Under Armour sweater, dude.
Yeah.
My DCs.
So how did the cops find
So
out?
the next day was Saturday,
Yeah.
and this bike's in my garage. My mom was like, "Whose bike is this?" And I was like, "Oh, it's just a friend. They left it, whatever." And then Monday rolled around, and I brought the bike back to school. Like I brought it back, and then
He's not a thief. He's just a borrower.
Yeah.
just borrowed it.
Fair.
And then I get a call from class. Teacher's like, "Jacob, you got to go down to the office." And I was like, "All right." So I go down, and there's a cop in the principal's office, and I'm like, "Yo, someone's getting booked."
Yeah.
I'm about to see it go down. This is
Yeah.
crazy. And then they call me into the office, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And they're like, did you steal a bike from like the sides of the school?" And I'm like, nah. Like, what are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "You sure?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they turn the monitor around, and you just see me looking around like this, dude. And then I hop on the bike and take off, and I was like, "Oh, fuck." And then the cop like was reading me my rights. And I was like, "What's going on right now?" And they're like, "Yeah, you're arrested." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And then my mom was pissed. I called my dad, and my dad was like, "Don't say nothing. We're gonna get you a lawyer." And I was like, "Dad, they have me on tape." He's like, "Don't say anything." I'm getting my lawyer on the phone. I was like, "Dad, it's over."
They're
It's
arresting you?
Yeah, and then the principal was like, it was because the mom called the cops, not the school. So the cops had to like do something.
But you're 16. Or were you
I was
17?
17. I was 17.
Still,
Yeah,
that's
so they arrested me.
they're coming to your school.
Yeah, dude.
He was a year out of getting
And then-
hit on
and
for
then-
the first time, man. Like, life was just picking up for this guy. And they fucking got him.
I was
3 months.
feeling like a daredevil badass. I'm gonna steal his bike, you know.
So they
But,
put you in cuffs and
They
everything?
didn't cuff me, but they arrested me. And then the cop said, he's like, "Racco, should have known." Like, it's the 40s, still racist to Italians, bro. Like, what's going on? I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then,
Your dad just fucking like sack tapped him too many times in high school. Dude.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, your dad was a dick too, man."
so then I got arrested, and I had to do community service, and they made me do like volunteering for like these mentally challenged kids.
Yeah.
And I only did like 30 hours, but they booked me for like 80 because the guy loved me. And we were
Oh,
great.
man.
When I graduated, I got the Community Service Achievement Award because I put
No
in 80
way.
community service hours was because I got arrested.
That's hilarious. Like, I wasn't doing this because I wanted to.
Yeah. I got like Outstanding Citizen Award because I got arrested.
Wow. That's crazy.
Isn't
bro.
that the whitest shit ever, dude? I get
That
arrested
doesn't
and then
actually. That
rewarded
sounds
with, like,
that doesn't sound white at all. It sounds like you were in Scarborough. That sounds like, you know, like you come back to school, they all got T-shirts with your picture on, it just says "Free Jacob."
mugshot.
Just getting walked
Free
out.
J Nasty. Like,
But dude, I had to go to the police station. I walked to the police station. My grade 3 teacher's there, like filing something, and she's just like,
Oh,
I was like, dude.
your 4th grade
Dude.
teacher's getting let out of the drunk tank.
I wonder why they were there. What was your grade 3 teacher doing?
Right?
there?
I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't know. Cat was in a tree.
Filing something, sure.
Yeah, stolen car or something.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's crazy, man. Before I started teaching, I had to I went to a nearby school like in my neighborhood, and I was like, can I just volunteer to get some like in class experience? And they're like, yeah, if something comes up, we'll let you know. And then these guys put me in a class for kids with like special needs or
Special education class.
Yeah, spec ed type stuff. But it wasn't like ADHD or anything. It was like kids that are like on the spectrum and like autism and stuff like that. And it was my first time ever experiencing anything like this. Like, my high school was right next to a place that employed people that like lived with Down syndrome and autism and stuff like that. And it was actually pretty cool, and we all got along and stuff like that. But then,
That's good.
yeah, it was
that you got along.
No, but it was like
Except Jared.
it was like
We all coexisted. It was really beautiful, unlike most of the rest of the world, actually.
we coexisted, but there was definitely times where you're like, man, this is kind of out in left field. I don't know. Like, you'd see one of them like break a branch off a tree and then start eating the leaves, and you're like, okay, that's what we're doing today. Like it was just, it wasn't like there was no like bullying that happened towards that place.
And you think there should?
No, I would. You know
Okay.
what? At that age, I would expect like for other kids to be like, there was always one or two kids that
Right,
were like,
okay.
insensitive towards that.
Yeah.
But we were just kind of all cool. It was everybody vibed. It was whatever, right? But then I got this. That school called me up when I was trying to volunteer, and they're like, "Yeah, come work in this class." And I don't know until this day why they did this, but this class was situated in a part of the school that had like a door that led directly to like outside of the school. And this door, it's one of those push bar things that you just walk out. So sometimes in the middle of class, you'd get this like kid, and these kids are like pretty big, man, like grades 6, 7, 8, massive. But they're like, on the spectrum. Some of them are not fully aware of how big they are, their actions. So their mindset's more like, so maybe this kid's in grade 6, 7, 8, but their mentality's more like grade 2 or grade 1.
Mm-hmm.
So like this kid will, this little girl will just go and like push the door open and just bolt out the school. And then they're looking at me. They're like, you're the only guy, like young guy here. Can you go get her? So now I'm like running down like the sidewalk, chasing this little girl with a mustache.
Oh,
And I was
dude.
like, get back here!
It looks so sus, dude.
Like an oversized butterfly net.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I was like, oh man.
They're like, you can borrow the school van.
Yeah.
You can borrow the library van.
It's got no windows. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine.
Some teenagers spray painted it, but it still runs fine. Don't worry about it.
If you need, you got some candy to bring her back. She loves candy.
She loves candy.
But there were so many times I had to run down the street.
Just
and
leave a
grab
trail
these
of Mike
kids.
and Ike's.
Yeah, man. Oh,
Damn, yo, that's
that was
crazy.
tough,
So
man. That was insane. I remember there was this other kid who always.
What'd you do? Just go for the knees, or like what did you end
No,
up
you
doing?
go and like try to like get in the way first, and like like redirect them using your body, where you're not like just grabbing them. And then you're okay, let's go back. You kind of guide them, turn their shoulders around. All right, let's walk back, because I don't know, man. At the time I was a volunteer, I didn't have my teacher credentials. I just had a police check. That's all I had. So like,
Wasn't trying to mess that up either.
I wasn't trying to just fully NFL tackle her. I'm like, get back to class. Oh no, man.
That's good.
Should
We lost a couple kids too, but yeah, it's another day.
What, you lost a couple of kids?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like died?
No, like
That's
we,
kind of what I thought, and I was
yeah.
like,
Like, we
you would
lost
not be
them, like,
smiling. I hope.
we lost them like during like our walk to Tim Hortons.
Oh man, that's
yeah,
tough.
it's the worst. Yeah.
And how many of you were there when you guys were going on these like?
I was dude, actually, okay, before we get into the news, this is a really like heartfelt story. It
Yeah.
was like, so we would do these walks to Tim Hortons every Friday, and it was like all the kids. There was like 20 of us, and like all the camp counselors, and me and like 4 other volunteers. There's like probably like 8 of us.
Mm.
And then whenever we would go to this Tim Hortons though, all these people that like just look like, I don't know, a lot of people just walk by and just kind of look and stare, because we take up the whole patio, all
Yeah,
of us,
of
and they just
course.
kind of look and stare and be like, oh, whatever. And then every single time there'd be a guy like on a Harley with like a rough looking dude, vest, beard down to here, bald guy, like choice bald, like shaves it.
Yeah.
And then no offense. And then he
No,
just
no, not taken,
Are
man.
you choice bald or
No,
medically
buddy.
bald?
This is just old bald.
But every time, dude, these guys would walk out of the Tim Hortons with like 2 50 packs of Timbits. and
Oh,
just give it
man.
to us and just be like, oh, we like what you guys are doing. And
Oh,
it was
no
always the
way.
roughest looking dudes that would do that.
Weird.
Yeah, it was cool though.
That's nice of
Every
them.
single time. Every single time.
Yeah, they're trying to prove something.
Yeah.
Trying to like buy some good karma for the coke they sell, like,
Yeah.
like the local bar.
All the people they've curb
Yeah,
stomped,
like-
like I'm still doing good. Look, I'm feeding these guys. That's crazy. That's nice
Yeah.
of them, though. That's pretty
yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, so that's cool. But
All right, shall we
let's
do
get a
this?
Backpage News, man. If you're not familiar,
Yeah, tell me.
Backpage News, we find the most obscure, oddball news stories happening around the world. We got journalists scavenging the internet, finding this kind of stuff.
Sick.
So yeah, we got a couple
Awesome.
headlines we're gonna throw your way.
Okay.
Supermarket AI meal planner app suggests recipe that would create chlorine gas. So there's this app that you can use in New Zealand. Supermarkets experimenting with this app that you can put like the ingredients you have in your house into this app, and it'll tell you what you can make out of the ingredients you have. Kind of tight, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But then people started like putting stuff into it, and they're like, "Oh, we make this Oreo salad," and like it's kind of just like doing
messing
some-
with it.
Yeah, and then they started adding more stuff to it. Like people kept going down the rabbit hole, and then there was one that they what did they call it? Air water, or something like that. Anyways, they ended up making what is essentially chlorine gas, which is deadly, if not almost deadly,
Oh, God.
anytime you would ingest it. And this app,
If you inhale it, I think it's ammonium and bleach. So like a cleaning product. Another
if you guys
cleaning
wanted
product
to
would be
know.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll cut that.
You're like
but-
3 parts chlorine, 2 parts water. This is the recipe.
Well, because there's a thing where if you're bleaching your hair in the shower, if you also pee in the shower, you can knock yourself out. And, like you have to
No.
go to the hospital.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
fucking rush, bro.
I think, yeah. Anyway, so it's like household cleaning products if you mix them together.
Yeah. If you
Wow.
You haven't seen TikToks like that?
no.
Don't bleach your hair and pee at the
It's
same
just
time.
like no, it's literally that's what it is. It's just like don't pee and bleach your hair at the same time. It's just a picture of like 8 fire trucks outside of somebody's
Unless you want an
house.
insane head rush.
That's insane. So is that like Chat GPT or just like a version of that?
It's like just another AI. It's
Yeah.
it's a
Some sort
it's
of AI
grocery
based.
AI
Okay,
essentially.
Yeah,
okay.
those grocery stores made like their own AI, and it's like it's to help combat like the rising prices. So they're like, okay, people are like balling on a budget here.
Yeah, yeah,
Food,
yeah.
like whatever you have in your house, type it in this AI, and it'll tell you what kind of recipes you can make.
But how did they get to making this deadly concoction? Like somebody that's purposeful. You're not like how to make a cheesecake. The
So
like chlorine.
That's the thing is like people start throwing like rat poison as like one of the things in their
Oh,
house.
I see.
And like now the owner of the supermarket's getting like flack for like allowing people to even do that. And he's like, well, it's up to the user. Like they should know not to put shit in there. I feel like it's a pretty big thing they overlooked though. Like
I mean, is it really his fault, or are they just trying to blame it on somebody?
I mean, so I feel what happened was it maybe has like a list of things that you can buy at the supermarket and be like, here's what I have in my cupboard, make me a recipe. And so people like scrolled down far enough to where they were like, rat poison, let the fucking click that. And then it
Yeah.
was like, try these poison bread sandwiches. Some of the names, some of the recipes that they named are hilarious. There's bleach infused rice surprise.
it's a surprise.
Sounds like a divorced dad meal, man.
Yeah.
My dad's classic was craft dinner surprise. It was just craft dinner with hot dogs and 4 different cheeses in it.
Kids
you
just
know?
passed out at the dinner table. Surprise.
it's the only way to get him to shut up. Dude.
Yeah.
It's rice surprise.
There's a
potent.
a bleach fresh breath mocktail,
Oh my god.
ant poison and glue sandwiches. And methanol bliss, which is a kind of turpentine flavored French toast. The chlorine gas one was called aromatic water mix.
There it is.
And it described the recipe as the perfect non-alcoholic beverage to quench your thirst and refresh your senses.
Oh my god. I mean, again, I'm gonna stand by the fact that it's not the store owner's fault. Like, sure, he could have foolproofed it or whatever, but like, if you're typing this kind of shit, that's like being like, why is the internet allowing me to look up like Pornhub.com? You're like, because you typed in Pornhub.com. Like, you know what I mean? Like you type shit in. I guess you guys are from a different generation, right? It's like different. Like you guys had access to the internet for such a long time.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much your whole life.
I can't remember a time without it.
Really?
I don't think so.
That's insane, man. That's so mind blowing. Because I was just a tail, like right before that. There was no internet, and then we had like like landline or the
Dial-up.
dial-up
internet,
internet for a while, but like the access on the phone and all that, we didn't have that until, I want to say like after high school. Like we didn't even have that in high school.
It's crazy now because like people can't make decisions without like searching shit up. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, what toothbrush should I buy? And they gotta read reviews for 9 different just fucking buy the one that looks the coolest. It's been working for humans for generations.
Yeah. No, there isn't that like.
So we're using the same toothbrush, by the way, again. Not like the same as we share, but you got that. You got the blacked out or Colgate or whatever. Yeah. Do you know what toothbrush I'm talking about? Go to the tooth. Next time you're in the toothbrush section, there's like this Colgate one, and it's just all black. Looks sick.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a manual one, but
I like manual more than electric.
Me too.
You know what I mean?
Me too.
Yeah, I like to have control over what's in my mouth.
Yeah.
I don't want to get carried away. You know what I mean?
What's that?
My girlfriend just finds me in the bathroom like I'm on the floor at this point. Like it's just a bad mess.
Hasn't had a cavity since '92. That guy's a legend.
But you guys like I shouldn't say you guys. Everybody has access to look up anything. Like we can literally look up, and that's such a crazy concept because it didn't exist when I was a kid. But then now it's like because I can look up anything, then I go and I blame it on the person who like built whatever, and I'm like, yo, I'm looking it up.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like I'm doing this.
But the thing is too is like everything you look up now isn't always true either.
That's true. There is no true.
There was a point in time where you were like, I'll look it up, and people were like, that's enough to end this argument right now. I'm out. You're good. And now you'll be like, I'll look it up, and people are like, do it. And I want 3 different sources to match and make sure that you're.
There's no right or wrong anymore.
No.
It's all just like what you want to believe, and then that's it. So. Yeah, it's crazy, man. That's nuts. That's a thing.
I personally want to believe that this AI is trying to kill humans.
Maybe I can get on board with that.
Yeah.
Big grocery.
They're like, this person's so stupid. They're putting rat poison into this like thing, this menu. Like, I'm gonna kill them. They don't thin the herd a little bit. Like, let's make way for some smarter folks here. Yeah. What an idiot. Bleach and you want me to put bleach in a drink? I'll put bleach in your fucking drink.
It's like the Tide Pod thing from years ago. These guys making Tide Pod pizzas.
Natural selection. Yeah, exactly. Natural selection.
I do want to say that the store owner noted that the bot has terms and conditions stating that users should be over 18. That has never been a good defense for anything on the internet ever. What do you mean that the terms and conditions says you have to be 18? Like, fuck off.
That should be a red flag because it's like this is like a recipe website. This meal's gonna make you so horny. You eat this grilled cheese, bro. You're gonna be fully torqued.
The Viagra grilled cheese surprise.
Like, damn, that's surprising. Shit. That's wild.
Let's get into the next headline.
U.S. snake hunters fight pythons big enough to eat gators.
Whoa.
So, yeah, there's a, in the Florida Keys, is it Coleman?
Everglades, I believe.
The Everglades, there is a Burmese python epidemic.
Call
it. Yeah, people started importing them as exotic pets in like the 80s, and now they're just like, they're fucking like Burmese pythons and repopulating like crazy.
Oh my god.
And now they're like wiping out the ecosystems of the Everglades. So
no way.
What Florida's doing now is there's a competition each year for a week where they go and everyone can hunt Burmese pythons.
Yeah.
And you can just go do it. And people are juiced up now. People are flying in from Germany, Latvia, Canada even to go hunt pythons for this week.
Yeah.
Kind of hardcore, right?
I mean, I kind of like that.
Really?
Yeah, fuck snakes, man.
Yeah, fuck snakes.
I don't like
right?
snakes, man. Ugh.
You're fucked up.
That's the only thing that I'm like, I'm usually like pretty good with everything, but like reptiles, I'm like,
Where are their legs? Like,
yeah,
how are you moving? How are you moving like that? I don't like that. I don't trust
So what?
it.
People used to get them as pets, and then they got too big, and then they just released
People
them
were
into
like
the wild?
importing them, like exotic snakes. At
Really?
some point too. Yeah, and there's an epidemic, and now they're like, kill them.
Oh my.
Yeah, well,
the
they
80s,
have
in
no natural predators and they eat fucking everything.
Yeah, they
so,
wiped
and they
out
grow to like 20
90%.
pounds.
I think
Oh
the
my
stat
God.
was they
20 feet
wiped out
long.
like 90% of like wildlife in this one.
Really?
Yeah, just like small wildlife though.
Holy shit.
Raccoons and
And how
swamp
big do these
rabbits.
snakes get?
Like trees.
15
People who are
20
killing these
feet.
things.
Yeah.
People are
20 feet is how
confusing
big
these
it
things. Like the big ones that they're killing during these competitions is trees.
Oh my god. So can they like they could swallow a human easy?
Oh yeah.
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 Do they kill? Because I know there's two.
I don't
kinds
know
of-
about human. I don't think we
I
should
don't
be
know,
like,
there was-
oh yeah, but like like small alligators and stuff, like
15 feet,
yeah.
5 foot alligators and
least-
stuff. So like probably.
Yeah.
At least like a teenager. A
Yeah?
teenager.
That's
yeah.
true.
Pre-puberty,
A skinny
pre-puberty
teenage-
teenager.
Yeah,
for
especially
sure.
one at a splash pad waiting to get a girl. That's crazy, man. So hold on. Are these? I don't know. My snake knowledge is kind of limited. So pythons they kill with poison, not.
No.
No, other
They're
way
about
around.
constricting. They.
Constrictors.
Oh
So
shit.
people like make a thing out of it though. Like the people that go down and do it, they're like, if you got to be built for this life, dude. Like,
Really?
not anyone
That's
can
what
just
they-
do it. Like
that's
they
what
go down
they
and
do.
wrestle snakes, bro.
Oh man.
These guys are going down and wrestling snakes.
So you're not just walking up to it and just popping
Some
it in the
people-
head?
Some people do that, but some people like the hand-to-hand. The way that they recommend to kill them is by stabbing them in the head and then twisting the knife around.
What?
So not only do you have to find a python
Yeah.
and then get close enough to it,
Yeah,
you have
just-
to then jump on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if
But
you miss, you're fucked.
Dude.
Yeah, dude,
Game
you're done.
over.
And they're like masters of camouflage too. There's a quote that said that if there were 100 pythons in an area and one person went to look at it, they would maybe find one.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's insane.
Sneaky motherfuckers.
Do you think you're cut out for the Florida lifestyle?
Nah, man, I don't even know. Like, that's no. I don't, because you hear about gators coming up toilets and like biting people's balls and stuff like that.
My biggest fear, honestly, like, that's a
Terrifying.
very. Whenever I'm on the toilet and I'm like scrolling and I see a snake video, I'm like, you know what? I had probably 15 more minutes in me. I'm done. I'm good for now, really.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, that's so scary.
Not built for the Florida life, man. I think other parts, I like the States, man. I mean, other than their, like certain politics and gun laws and stuff like that. But like, I think they're like, their landform is nice. They're
nicely shaped.
They're nicely shaped.
Good
like
curves on it.
Yeah.
Very breedable country.
And everything has a different vibe. Like Chicago is different than New York, than Boston, than Philly. Like they all bring something different. So I like the variation. But like Florida, it's like some of the worst shit comes from Florida. Like every story, every headline, everything's like man from Florida, snakes, alligators. Like why the fuck do they live there? Why does anybody live in Florida?
Just let the pythons have it.
I don't know. I mean, but here's
He's
the
like,
thing.
wait a second now.
Follow-
Hold on.
hold on.
Hold on.
You're like, yes, but also, what is so once it's 1 day a year that they allow
A
people.
week, I believe.
A week.
So you can actually hunt pythons in the Everglades all year round, but the
Okay.
contest runs for a week. But like, there's no python season. It's just if you
Python
see
murder fest.
if you see a
If you
python
see
in
it,
the
kill it.
Everglades,
Damn. And is it actually working? Is it lowering the population?
No.
No.
So about
Humans are dying. People are dying.
They're winning. The pythons are winning, actually.
I don't know exactly the right stat. It's in here somewhere, but
like
most of the Everglades is only accessible by helicopter.
Okay.
And this is the habitat that they're destroying. So
Yeah.
where humans are able to go and fuck up snakes is like a very small percentage of the habitat.
Oh, damn.
So likely no, it's not doing anything.
What would be how would they
But
be
it's
get
great
rid
for
of them?
community morale. You know, it's
Yeah.
really bringing the people
Kill some
together.
snakes.
It says that around 17,000 pythons have been removed from the Everglades in total. 97% of the Everglades are inaccessible without specialized equipment such as a fan boat or a helicopter.
Oh God. So that's not even putting a dent.
Yeah, 3% of the Everglades, 17,000 pythons. So you can
Oh,
imagine how many
man.
fucking snakes are out
It's
there.
got to be millions.
Yeah.
Crazy.
At least a million.
At least.
Right? If my math serves me correctly, that's yeah.
you're a teacher.
You're a teacher, man.
Right? You said 17%.
So
Don't
no,
try
no.
it.
So
Don't be a hero,
I'm
man.
gonna do
Don't
it,
be
bro.
a hero. Don't be a hero.
Let me math it up, man. I want to math so bad. Summer break, man. Give me some
Dude,
math.
That's so funny. I was gonna say, I feel like you're meth Florida, not like backwoods Florida.
Yeah. Give me some numbers. You got numbers?
Jeez.
Yeah, this is
Insane.
crazy though.
I love that people are like really into this though. Like they're talking about this one kid who like came back from university on like reading week. He was like, I'm going home to hunt snakes. I'm sorry guys, like can't do spring break this year. I'm going back to Florida. Gotta hunt.
So he just bailed on his friends to go hunt.
No, he
some
brought his
snakes?
friends with him.
Yeah.
Oh
He
damn!
brought his
He's
friends
like,
with him.
I'm sure Cancun is fun, but wait till you go and suffocate the life.
I think it was just like, you guys want to go to Florida for spring break, and they were like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" and packed all their swim
Yeah.
trunks, and then
What about
they
you-
pulled up to his house, and he's got like a Jeep Wrangler, and he's fucking
So many guns.
One roll is one of those rolls of knives. All right, boys, grab one.
Just the whole.
Yeah.
This isn't Daytona Beach. What the fuck?
Man, when I was in grade 9, I remember this girl invited me over to her house, and it was the first time a girl had invited me over. And and then we went, but I was so pumped. But it was around the time where I was trying to be like you're in grade 9, man. You don't know who you are, so you're just kind of like, yeah, whatever, man. It's just, I do this shit all the time, but your voice is still cracking. Yeah, let's go back to your house.
To see some boobs.
Yeah. So this girl brings me back to her house. We go into her room, and it was back when MSN was a thing. Did you guys have MSN in
yeah.
your time?
Oh yeah.
So it was like MSN.
tail end.
It was just
Tail
it
end
was
of our
kind of
time.
like a chat.
Okay.
Computer
It was
program.
Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
Before Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But it was just chat. That's it. You couldn't see a profile. It was nothing. It was just like a list of
Text.
names, and you click
Yeah.
on the name, and then you could chat, right? So it was a big thing. So this girl sits on her computer in her room, and she starts typing, and then I'm sitting on the bed behind her, and like kind of like, looking over her shoulder, and I look left, and bro, this girl's got like a terrarium,
No.
and she has this lizard in there. I don't know what kind of I don't know. It was just a lizard, and I was like, yo, that's a sick lizard. Like, I remember talking about this during stand-up too, because I was like, this is too good to pass up. And I go, it's a sick lizard, and then she turns around and she goes, no, it's a gecko. Or like she I was like, I don't fucking
Lizard people always do that shit.
Yeah.
Though. I've been in that same position. I'm like, oh, a lizard. They're like gecko.
yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
a red-tailed Scandinavian falcon, and you're like, I don't care, bro. It's a lizard.
Yeah.
It is fucking
Virgin.
thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't care. She's like, do you want to see it? And I was like, no, I could
good?
see it. Man.
I don't know if you know, you put it in a glass case.
Yeah. She's like, no. She's like, I'll show you. And I'm like, but I'm still trying to be like, yeah, all right, cool, man. But I'm terrified. And she takes this thing out, right? And it's like this big. And she puts it on her shoulder. And then she turns back around and she's on MSN. And then I'm sitting on the bed behind her, and her back is towards me. But this lizard is like looking at me, bro. And I'm like, man, I was like, I really hope this thing doesn't. And as soon as I just said doesn't, I was about to say jump. This thing jumped right on my chest. But I was like still trying to keep it G. But I'm shitting my pants. This thing's on my chest. And I was like, yo, this is whack, man. Get this thing off of me. I was like,
No, seriously, I'm gonna fucking freak out. Get this thing off me.
Still trying to be a gangster. Yo, man, get it. She's like, don't move. And I was like, I can't.
Yo, this guy's on my space. Yo.
This guy's my bubble, man.
Terrifying, man. I was like, yo, why the fuck? Keep this thing in the Everglades. Why did you bring it to Scarborough?
That's funny. I like how these guys from college that are going here for like spring break. I feel like it sounds like also like code.
Yeah, I was gonna say
We're gonna go wrangle some snakes
Yeah.
with the boys in Florida for a week. It's just like, for sure, Chad. Yeah, we know what's going on.
They get
You
back and the
wrangle-
boys are like, "How was?" And they're like, "Oh, it's total snake fest."
Snakes as far as the eye could see, man.
It was sick.
Yeah. I was only like in 3% of the population too, man. 17,000 of them though. I was just like shooting snakes in the Everglades. What can I say?
This one was massive,
Insane.
bro. It was huge.
Have you guys ever killed a reptile? Have you ever killed an animal?
Yes,
Yeah? What did you kill?
I've killed a couple things.
Yeah, like hunting?
No, not hunting.
What
Just
did you...
pleasure?
Nice. What did you kill?
No, my grandmother had bird feeders, so she was like super protective of these bird feeders, and she bought up me and my brother BB guns.
Nice.
So squirrels, pigeons, and mourning doves were all like fair game. So I killed
Just
a bunch of them.
Sick.
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of mice. I've killed a lot of mice.
Yeah,
like
that's
just by
fine.
trapping and shit.
Yeah.
You
You ever
ever
killed
Trapping
them?
as in
no.
like traps, not like I'm in like selling
you're in the
drugs,
trap
and then I'm
house?
like, you rat, and then I kill it. No,
It's a house and there's so many mice traps. It's a trap house.
There's some other. Sorry.
No, I've never.
I killed a
uh,
raccoon too.
A raccoon?
Yeah.
Like a big one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's good.
Oh shit.
I drowned it.
No way, actually?
Well,
What, like
my grandmother,
how did you drown
Well,
it?
they lived in our attic. My grandmother trapped one. I came home from like a session one time,
Yeah.
and me and my buddy like get out of the car and we're like, "Oh, let's go play some 2K, man." And my grandmother like pokes out from beside the house. She's like, "Come here." And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." Go in the
Oh,
backyard.
God.
She just had a raccoon in a trap. We just
Dip it in the pool.
no, like it was like a big rain barrel. We called it the kill barrel.
Oh my god.
It was not the first casualty. It was not the last.
Where was this? Where'd you grow up
In my
again?
backyard of
Where?
Middleton, Nova Scotia. This was in a subdivision too. Like I wasn't even out there like
Nova
that.
Scotia.
Yeah, my grandmother was like, she was different breed though.
Do you know Westville, Nova Scotia?
No.
We did a show in Westville, Nova Scotia, buddy. That place is a vibe. These guys were like, I remember I went out and I was talking to him. This guy was having a cigarette, him and his wife, and he's like, "Yeah, man, just lost my friend." And I was like, "How?" He's like, "Drinking and driving." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear, man." And I just didn't peep it until like halfway through the conversation. I looked at his wife, and she was pregnant, and she was having a cigarette, and I was like, "Fucking Westville, bro."
She cut back though.
Yeah, she got back.
She
dude.
got back.
After the show, I go, all right, thank you guys for coming. Don't drink and drive. Have a good night. I get off, and then we're like packing up our stuff, and then I go out to the car in the back, and the parking lot was filled with cars. Afterwards, it's empty. It's empty. And this guy's like, "I just lost my friend." I was like, "You're driving, bro." It's
Dude,
insane.
They take the back roads.
So it doesn't surprise me you guys were drowning raccoons out
It's
there.
humane. It is because if you shoot
How
it,
is it?
It suffers, dude. A raccoon's crazy because they got hands.
Oh, yeah,
so like you're
it's-
choking a raccoon, they're like,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It did reach out,
No.
and I was like, "No, I can't. I'm sorry."
he can't watch Guardians of the Galaxy.
Should have just
Yeah.
popped it, man. You should have popped it in the head. Quick death.
But that's the thing. It ruins your trap if you shoot it through the trap. You know what I mean?
Does it?
That's
well,
not.
you don't want to buy more.
So it's not inhumane.
not
It's just
inhumane,
more
it's
work.
just more convenient.
There it is. That's it. Potato, tomato. It's the same shit,
It's gonna
dude.
take up an afternoon. Just put this thing in the barrel.
The kill barrel.
The kill
I've had a
barrel.
long day.
I gotta go
I gotta let out some steam.
Ain't no way like the Nova Scotia way, bro. That's hell yeah.
That's so
wild.
joke. So I'm just thinking of like, yeah, you being like, I feel like people from like rural Nova Scotia, if you were like, ended it with like, "Don't drink and drive," they'd be like, "Yo, like that's not funny." Like, we're gonna-
Yeah. I was just trying to be, hey man.
They would just
a
erupt
reminder.
into laughter.
yeah, don't drink and drive. They're like, "This guy's fucking hilarious."
It's a knee slapper. It's the big closing bit.
That place was crazy, man. They wouldn't stop talking. They were all hammered. Everybody.
Yeah.
Picture like 150 people just yelling at the stage. It was a nightmare
Dude,
of a show.
It's because they like that's the thing about like Nova Scotia or like rural places like that, because stand-up comedy is very like foreign. So when it
Yeah.
happens in their town, they're like, "Well, I'm gonna go see it because nothing happens here."
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
what
gonna
it
go
is.
check it out. So they don't have any of like the cadence or like understanding
No,
of how it
man.
works. They're just going to the Legion to catch the new guy because it's
Yeah.
the first time. It's not live music this Friday. Well, I gotta go check it out. Like,
Yeah. Well,
They're
they
not
come
gonna
out-
play Wagon Wheel.
Yeah. Fuck. They come out in numbers, but they were definitely not there. Like whatever jokes you had written, and you're like, "I'm gonna do my set."
Yeah.
They didn't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, it's my girlfriend's birthday. Make fun of my girlfriend." And you're like, like, I don't want to talk to your girlfriend, man.
Like,
And she's like, "Talk to me." And you're like, "You sound like you eat cigarettes."
Dude, that's the thing. They're just looking for somewhere that's not their kitchen to drink Labatt Blue.
A lot of Labatt, man. A lot of Labatt. A lot of trucks. You know. Yeah.
One last headline.
Yeah, let's get into this.
All right. Donald Trump gate crashes wedding with speech wearing suit that he had just been wearing in court the same day.
What?
So you know how he's going through it right now?
Yeah.
So he had a court date.
Yeah.
Immediately after the court date, went to one of his like golf estates, or like I think it was Mar-a-Lago.
No, it was the. You keep.
It was
going.
one of them, but it was one of his estates, and there was a wedding going on, and he just crashed it and gave like a speech in the same suit, same getup he was wearing in court. A couple hours
No
later,
tie though.
Oh.
ties off.
business
It's a
casual.
wedding. It's a wedding. He's getting loose. It's speech time.
He's not the groom.
And he starts giving this speech, and everyone just starts chanting USA, USA.
No,
USA,
really?
USA. And he's doing the classic like point handshake.
No.
He's like, the bride's beautiful. Look at her, she's beautiful. Would.
Totally would.
And then apparently he started ranting about like China in his
God.
speech and like Sleepy Joe.
Oh, God.
So he just went on a rant and like, but you couldn't really quite make out what he was saying in the video because people just started chanting USA. And apparently this is the thing he just does. Like he just goes to his like estates.
Yeah.
And if there's a wedding going on, he'll just grab a mic.
Do they know that it's his estate, or is it just like?
Yeah. I think it's all named like Trump, whatever.
Oh, okay.
It's like Trump Towers, but like I drove by a golf course that was a Trump golf course, and you could tell it's a Trump.
Yeah,
one. It's
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
You could see it.
I thought it was just maybe like a different name, and then imagine just marrying the love of your life. This guy's like, I got a speech about America, and you're like, okay.
Fucking jump scared.
I was
Donald
thinking,
Trump
like-
jump scared your wedding.
How different is it though from like your uncle giving a speech? You know what I mean? Just like starts ranting about China midway through. Your bride didn't really want him there in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, why do I feel like in the like afterwards he just took like an hour and a half of cell phone videos of the band? You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking, these guys are great.
Yeah.
These are great.
Yeah, he's you know what, man, he's a character. But then I feel like, I just think politics in general, it's all like, I'm one of those guys that feels like it's all planned. It's all like, you know what I mean?
WWE style.
It's all WWE style, man. Everything's written. Everything's like, oh, this guy's gonna get it, but right before you think he gets it, this girl's gonna, and then, you know what I mean? It's like, what happened to Bernie Sanders? And they're like, oh, he's the guy, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, Hillary took over, and then he's endorsing Hillary, and they're like, wait, what? And then like Hillary's almost got it, and then it's like Trump went, and then, you know, and then when Joe Biden won, it was like, Trump was like, nah, there was a discrepancy in the numbers. And I was almost like rooting for like, yeah, show me the discrepancy.
Yeah.
Like, get this guy back in office. And I'm like, I don't know, man.
Script writers are going off then.
'Cause he doesn't make it.
It's a writer's strike right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing dumb like side quest shit, you know what I mean? These are filler episodes for Trump.
I don't think I don't think any of these guys are making decisions.
No.
I do think they're just like the spokespeople for the country, and there is a whole other like, you know, I don't know, without getting too deep, it's like the banks and the actual like governing bodies that like are dictating everything. But then to be like, oh yeah, we're democratic, your vote counts. But you're like, why would you trust me with the future of this? What do I know, bro? I don't know anything. You just give me a whole bunch of parties and dudes in suits and be like, pick one. This one's going to say this. That one's going to... You're like, I don't want any of them. Can we have no president, no prime minister?
Yeah,
like, none.
do any of them smoke? Like, can I chill with any of these dudes? Like,
Yeah. I would chill with any of them, man.
I think that's why Trump won, because people were just like, I like how he just called that guy gay during his debate. Like, that's something my buddy would do. Like, you're gay. Your wife's a dog. And it's like, I fucking love this guy. Like, who does that shit? Like,
It's like a movie, man.
it's awesome, dude.
It's
Like-
not real. You're like, how is this old man allowed
Yeah.
to run a country?
Yeah.
He's
dude,
not.
I'm just waiting for like someone to say something sus in a debate and Trump to be like, pause.
He the same day though, I'm gonna pull up the tweet.
Or the truth?
Yeah, the truth, his own Truth Media. You know Truth Media?
Truth Social.
Truth Social.
No.
So he
What
got
is
banned from Twitter, so he made his own Twitter.
Oh,
It's called
damn.
Truth.
And it's Trump's thing?
Yeah.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are on that?
No.
No.
You just closed your.
He's got a blue check mark and everything. He's like, we just want the truth.
Oh man.
Oh my God. So he's got a thing called Truth Media or Truth Social.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane. Wow.
So following the court date he had, and like I guess in between him crashing this wedding, he tweeted or truthed. He's like, had a very good day. And then he said, considering the fact that I had to fly to a filthy, dirty, falling apart, and very unsafe Washington, D.C. today.
Making that word count, man. That word count.
And that I was then arrested by my political opponent, who was
Oh,
losing badly to me in the polls, crooked Joe Biden. It was a very good day.
It sounds like children fighting, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's,
Holy fuck.
Wow.
So funny.
That's crazy, man.
At least he's awake now. He's just crooked. He's
Oh,
not
yeah.
sleepy
Yeah,
anymore.
not Sleepy Joe.
So many videos of him online too, of him just saying like the numbers one where he's like trillion, billion, 100 trillion, trillion, and then it's like people add memes to it like how many beers are you gonna have tonight? He's like 100 trillion, trillion.
Dude, him tripping on stage, he like gets up. He's like, "Who the fuck put that there?"
Yeah.
What?
I love it, man. I'm here for it as a comedian. I'm like more
Yeah, it's
content,
good, it's
man.
good.
I like that they're giving like side characters now, like that Mitch McConnell video of him just like,
Yeah.
Oh, the guy who froze.
yeah, and they're like Mitch, and he's like,
Yeah. That video was so good.
and
What
then they walk
happened to
him
that
out,
guy?
And it's like you're taking like your old grandmother.
They think
from
he
her
might have had a
room.
stroke.
He had a stroke.
He might have. They don't. I don't know.
Just
that we
just
know that.
non-reactive, just freeze.
Dude, like literally just lagged. Like,
Control
lagged.
Alt Delete.
Controller, yeah.
Controller
Dual shock
disconnected.
battery controller is disconnected. Hit the PS button to reconnect.
Yeah, I think they need to bring the age limit a little. Just bring it down
Yeah,
a little
too.
bit. You know? Yeah,
I think that's what everyone wants. Too.
yeah.
I don't know if it's true, but it's a meme of Biden being like, "There's the issue of people. I'm gay."
Actually,
I think I've seen that video too. I have no idea.
I
if
think it's
real.
a deep fake,
Yeah.
but it's hilarious. He's like, and the housing population crisis, economics is. I'm gay. What the fuck?
I love it. I love it, man. The internet is undefeated. No matter what, man, there's always gonna be endless content.
Yeah.
Whatever the situation is, man. But it's too funny.
I think with that being said,
Let's do a bonus story.
a bonus.
Oh hell yeah!
Whoa.
Yeah, let's do a bonus story.
Whoa.
We're already late.
The people want more.
Yeah, we're not making this show.
We're not making the comedy show, so fuck it.
An overrun Miami suburb will snip its peacocks and not in the feathers.
What?
They heard it.
You heard the man.
Not their feathers. They're gonna start giving these peacocks vasectomies.
No way.
Yeah.
Why is there like a peacock problem
Yeah. I guess you could say
in
that.
Miami?
At Miami suburb. Yeah.
Oh,
They
interesting.
just love giving vasectomies.
Yeah. Are peacocks like? What are they doing? Are they
They're
bothering people?
Causing
or-
havoc in these neighborhoods.
Really?
Yeah,
You
they're
can
like
see like
peacocks are big, bro.
They're big
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
they are,
big.
but they're so beautiful.
I think they're like,
But, like-
shitting everywhere.
Yeah.
They're like ruining like roofs because like their claws and stuff.
Yeah,
they're just like they're super loud in the morning. And so like
Really? What do they sound like? Do we have a peacock? Yeah.
blood in post.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Like
Uh,
as beautiful as a bird as they are,
yeah.
kind of scary. You know what I
I'm
mean?
terrified of birds. That's one of my biggest fears.
Same, bro.
Birds
Yeah,
and
yeah.
reptiles,
Snakes
eh?
and birds.
Just
Yeah,
the ones
yeah.
descended from dinosaurs.
Yeah,
You don't fuck with
dude.
dinosaurs, eh?
I like birds. They're shifty.
Yeah, their eyes are always like how
wide
you,
open.
and like all the time. You can see 360 degrees. Really?
No, yeah.
Yeah. You're not real. That's not a real. There's just government spies.
Yeah,
Is it
no.
more or less inhumane to give it a vasectomy or kill it? I guess killing it. I mean, you're still alive if you give it a vasectomy.
But so much. How much money is the state investing into
Well,
like the vasectomies of all
Apparently,
these?
all it takes is one.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
If they give one a vasectomy, they're set because why was it?
So
But they
okay,
don't have
so
to, so there's if you give one a vasectomy, they're very polygamous animals. So one male will have kids with 7 other females.
Oh.
So you're essentially you get rid of one male. You're like just make it. You don't have to do
Oh,
anything to the
okay.
females. You just gotta.
Just the males.
So
yeah.
the issue is wrangling them.
Damn.
Get
Okay.
it,
Well,
yeah.
we get into gender politics here and sex roles and gender roles.
it does cost a decent amount of money. I think the initial investment for the equipment was $15,000. I'm quoting from memory because I don't have Wi-Fi.
Wow.
That doesn't seem that expensive
And I
to
think
me, in
it's
all
like
honesty.
$7,800 a month. They said, but this
Holy
is like a rich ass suburb, so they're like,
Yeah.
the other option is for them to like ship all the birds away, and they're like, no, we like the way they
just
look.
fly
Just
back.
too many of them. Too many of them. We'll spend our fucking
Yeah.
tax
How much?
dollars
What I
on-
want to know is how much would it be to get the female's tubes tied?
Little-
Ooh.
Wow.
That's
I
right.
thought you were gonna say condoms.
To get
How
them
much would
little
it cost to
peacock
give them
condoms.
bird
put them on birth
progesterone?
control?
Yeah.
Like,
the bird pill.
I was thinking how weird it would be though, like for this peacock to come to after surgery, and there's just guys with like gloves on, and their balls are aching, dude.
Do they
Like,
have balls?
Yeah.
I guess so.
They gotta have balls, right?
They
Yeah.
have balls, yes.
Not all birds have balls, right?
Like I don't think they like
It's probably like internal.
Yeah.
It's not like a
Okay.
dog.
Yeah, that's what I
Where it's
mean.
just hanging.
Just a bird with just bulldog balls.
You know when chickens walk around all proud, like a rooster with like its like breast out? This has also got a set on him. Like, dude.
That's crazy, man. How? What? Why? This is.
Well, to reproduce.
What's the bigger picture here? Like, because we just talked about the snakes in the Everglades. Now this peacock. It's like maybe we're the problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, you know?
You know what I mean? Just leave that land. It's their land. Move north a little bit more. It's too cold for them to thrive up here. So
That's what they were saying in this story, was that there was a recent development kind of near this suburb, and I think like they think that it kind of like destroyed a lot of the peacock's habitat, so they just like fucked off to this town, and now
There
they
you
just
go.
live on their roofs and shit and cause havoc.
We're like, you're pooping everywhere.
yeah.
Cut him.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine.
Dude, we're like, this thing's like, you're pooping everywhere. I'm like, you burned down all of my housing like, options.
Yeah.
Well,
I was wondering though, I heard this somewhere and I kind of relate to it a lot. I was thinking like, because you know you could always reverse a vasectomy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can always go back. So
Yeah.
You can't you can try.
what if whenever boys are born,
Mm-hmm.
they get vasectomies on the spot
Ooh.
because they won't feel it. It's like when you get circumcised.
Yeah. You won't remember.
And then if they want to have kids, they got to get the reverse.
Ooh, that's
So it makes for like better parent. Not anyone could just, you know.
Yeah.
It's like the whole like, it's better to take the bullets out of the gun than shoot it at a bulletproof vest.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I get that. I mean, I'm more so of the mindset of like, if you want to have kids, just have a license. Like, you got to go do a test.
Right, like a driver's ed.
And if you don't have it, then you got to pay this like stupid fee. Like this like fine. Like you had, because there's so many people that have kids that shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, you should not.
And then
But-
if they have a kid, you just like put them like severely in debt and take their children.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah, I was gonna say what happens.
They have a big fine to pay if they have a child.
Well, it's
Don't
all-
pass the test, have the child anyway, and then we just fucking take everything from
well, you
them.
think about people that like, for example, and I mean, this is not to discriminate against anybody, but like somebody, for example, who's not in the good financial state, things are a bit of a struggle for them. And then they have like a kid, and you're like, okay, well, it could happen. They have 2 kids. You're like, accidents happen. 3, 4. You're on your 5th kid, and you can barely afford to feed them. Now these kids are struggling. You're like, oh, there should be some sort of test that you should take to be like, dude, like, stop shooting up the club. You know, like do something to prevent you from having all these kids.
I think yeah, government issued chastity belts. You fail the test, you put a chastity belt on.
Put it on.
You know, I feel like, we put people on the moon in
That would create more-
1969. I feel like we could figure out like a breathable yet
That would create way more incels though.
There's a story.
that would just create- that
There's
would
a
be-
story about, because like some people like getting their dick caged as like a BDSM thing.
Yeah.
And there's a story about how like
You just heard about it, eh? Someone told you about it?
I call them my friends, Coleman.
saw it on the internet. Anyway, there's a story about how there's like an app that you connect the cage to it, and then like your partner has it, so only they get to like open up your dick for use.
Really?
And for business. And
Is your dick in a cage, or are you just
there was
happy
like
to see me?
there was like a group or like a hacker that hacked all of the accounts of these apps and locked the penis cages like and then ransomed them. So they were like, if you want your dick back, you have to pay me like 50,000 or like a quarter of a Bitcoin or some shit like that.
What, dude?
And then like they tried all these things to like break it open, and the manufacturer was like, no, it's indestructible.
Oh my god!
Like
But how?
you just
but,
said we
can't
just
you
have
pull
to
it off?
No, it's,
What's it-
it's
what's
locked
it-
on there, man.
It's locked, but what's it attached to? I've never seen one.
I feel like
I've never seen one. This is
Like I don't know. I've never had the privilege of trying one on. So
well, like I feel like let Let me think of a good
I would
way
think
to-
I would think like that it just goes around your waist like a belt.
No, like it's like a.
It's like around your balls and shit. Like
It's like clipped on.
Yeah,
under
it's
your
like
skin.
clipped on. I
No,
think.
like I think it's just like small, like the hole that you would put everything in is like that big, so you can get everything in it. You clasp it around, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Now it's-
from the base.
Yeah, I think
balls
it
and
would
everything.
have to be from the base.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like a lock in on it, and then they're like the manufacturer's like, I don't know, you could like go to a locksmith and like take your chances, or you can pay the Bitcoin.
Locksmith walks into your house, your legs are just up.
Yeah.
I'm
They
ready.
got like an angle grinder. Just,
Just like so.
That's insane, dude.
Busy day. How's your day?
Ocean's 11 bank heist on your safe heist on your balls, bro.
Is that like one
what that would look
locksmith
like,
in this
though, bro.
town?
He would have to cup it as he's like.
Yeah.
The best part.
And then the reveal.
I just imagine this
first-
one guy does like 4 or 5
Yeah,
house calls in a day. He's
You
just
start
had one
seeing-
bad day.
You start seeing on bus stops, be like, hire me, the handy locksmith. I do cars, houses, and penis lockbox.
Yeah, penis lockbox. Dude, I think that's just again another sign of us going way too far, buddy. That you just didn't get loved enough by your parents to be putting your dick in a cage. like, you know what I mean? Why? If you guys put your dicks in
That's not what I
cages-
think when that's definitely not what they think before they do it.
I mean, it's just where at what point in
Didn't
your
get hugged enough.
in your in your sex life where do you go, man, you know, like this is not good enough anymore. Let's get a cage and put it on my dick.
Yeah,
And
it
then
could be
you-
like a porn addiction thing.
right?
How do you get there? Like, how do you get there?
Like where does that that's got to stem from some deep like rooted, you know, where like sex is not good enough. Now you
He's
gotta
tried
put
everything.
Yeah,
you gotta put a cage on it. Gotta get a taser. Gotta get
Like, is that like before like dressing all in leather and zipping off? Like, you know what I mean? Like, where
Yeah.
does this in the line?
It's in that same realm, man.
Jeez, man.
Goodness, we got to take a moment and just express gratitude and be thankful for just being alive. Go eat a burger, dude. What are you doing? Take your dick out the cage and like
It's crazy because on the other end,
go
though,
call your kids, man.
on the other end, though, what's even crazier is like missionaries enough for some people.
Buddy, absolutely, it's enough for everybody. It's enough.
Some people.
For some people, man. I think we burnt it out. We got internet porn and it ruined everything. It bulldozed everything, man.
I like to think like
it's not good enough. Nothing's good enough anymore.
I like to think though, there's like people out there though that like one time when they were having sex, maybe they like stubbed their toe just as they were coming.
Oh.
And because of that, they have to like fucking stub their toe every time they nut. Like they
Yeah,
can
I
only
could
come
see
if they get
that.
slapped across the face or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that
Crazy.
makes sense. Like Pavlov's theory, like with a
Yeah,
dog.
you're just conditioned to it now.
Yeah.
Stubbing your toe is a crazy thing to do.
Well, because if you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Going at
like,
it.
Why don't you
like
guys
what?
act it out?
No. Because if you're like what? So if you're like, no. I was just joking. When I thought I wanted it, but I didn't. I thought I wanted it, but I didn't want it.
Or like there's
Okay.
a shelf above your bed, and like just as like
And your
you
legs
came,
are up.
You're like, yeah, you gotta kick up every time.
just as you come, like a book fell on your head, so now you have to get knocked out by Mike Tyson every time you want to come, dude.
Just a hook every time, buddy.
Yeah.
No,
That's
man.
funny
I'm a
shit.
man of God. I think, buddy, just keep it holy. And,
Which one?
buddy, I'm Muslim, man. I'm a practicing Muslim, and I
right one.
haven't been the best one throughout my life, but you know, like I've been there, done that.
Never put my dick in a cage. but
Never put my dick in a cage.
on purpose.
But also, you're like, man, I think when it gets to that extreme level, I think you got to take a moment, reset, and be like, okay, why? Simple. Why? Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
What am I getting out of this? Do I need to do this? And if I do, then there is a chance that you've gone too far. You've gone too far. It's just there is a limit. No one talks about the limit because life is supposed to be like, man, explore, like find your inner freak. And totally, I'm all for it. But I think there is a limit.
Dude, you know we were just talking about this yesterday. I was driving a friend down here and she's tatted up everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, Yeah, I think it'd be sick to have hand tattoos, but I'm like, I'm just not that guy though. And
Yeah.
she's like, you're putting that limit on yourself though. Like, what's stopping you from doing it? And I was like, yeah, but you need that, you know? Like,
Yeah, employment.
like, you need to have some limitations, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Because I was even like, I'd love to have a neck tat. She's like, get it? And I was like, yeah, but
I'm not trying to
it's
work in
not-
a kitchen for the rest of my life.
It's just
That or
not
barbershop.
Yeah.
That's it.
He gets a neck tap, like a week later, he's got spacers. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Working at Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Just for the
And the
15%.
buddy, you're losing all your tattoo viewership right now. Anybody who's got tats.
I love the idea of them, but just not for
Me too, man. A nice
know?
tattoo behind the watch.
Oh, it'd be
It'll-
so
it'll
sick.
look so sick.
But it's not me. I'm not that guy.
No, man.
Because that's the kind of guy that will stand up for someone if there's a fight in front of a bar or something.
Yeah.
And that's just not me.
No, like, I'm not standing up for nobody.
I'm pulling out the phone and I'm like, content?
World star,
I turn
world
into Gary Vee.
Dude, you know, like I think that kind of person too, when you commit to a tattoo like that, you're like, it's kind of like putting on a shirt and being like, I'm gonna love this shirt forever.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, but what if you want to change it? You know, it's like, well, you can't, or you can get it covered up if possible.
Yeah.
But such a commitment, man. You know how much I changed my mind?
My girlfriend had a tattoo artist, and he has this insane, like, huge, like, phoenix type bird on his back that the wings span down like his arms a little bit. But he's like a very traditional. He's Asian. I'm not sure where from, but he's very traditional in that culture, and his family is very straight laced. So he is like, he never shows it off. He wears a shirt almost all the time, but he's like, it just makes me feel fucking sick. Like,
Wears a dress shirt at the fucking beach.
literally, I just don't want people to see my tattoo. It makes me feel very whole as a man, but I just don't want anyone to see it.
Yeah.
Same thing with my penis cage.
Nice.
And
Great
we're back. And we're
callback.
back.
Love it. It makes me feel like a man.
Bro, thanks for coming on, bro.
Thanks for having me, man.
This
This
was
was
dope.
nice.
This
You
was
guys are hilarious, bro. This is hopefully next time I'll come through.
Yeah,
Ottawa.
next time you're in Ottawa, bro, come check out the studio. We should have
Yeah.
mentioned we're in Toronto.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sorry about our shrub setup.
Hey, buddy, it wouldn't have been the same without the shrubs.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of hot takes from that show.
That's what I say.
yeah, man. But no, thanks for having me, man.
Bush
This
was the word you were like. Bush is the shrub word you were looking for.
You guys have a bunch of viewers in Toronto as well, or is it just all over?
Hopefully after this episode.
If we wait, what was it?
You have a lot of viewers that listen to this podcast or watch us from Toronto.
I don't know. We gotta look that. There's a way to look it up.
You guys haven't looked, eh?
I don't break it down by region, but I think it is mostly Canadian.
Sick. All right.
Decent
Well,
amount of Americans.
hey, man, if you're in Toronto, check me out at Just for Laughs Toronto at the end of September.
Yeah, plug your stuff.
There we
dude.
go. I don't know. That's pretty much it. Instagram at Moe Ismail. Where am
You
I
need to
next
take
week?
grade
buddy?
7 English. I'm your guy.
Yeah, if your kids are in my class, come say what up. I'm gonna be at Costco next week, so if you're around, come through. Yeah, man, that's
Tight,
it.
tight. Thanks
Man.
again, bro. Yeah, next
Thanks,
time in
man.
Ottawa,
Appreciate you,
we'll make it
man.
happen.
Thank you guys. That was
Appreciate it,
hilarious.
man.
Therefore, down to the wire means the very last possible moment or to the very end.